You could have Aunt May as like a Spider-Man figure.
Craven is looking for the perfect prey, so hunting one Spider-Man is not enough.
Roger Rabbit-esque. There's cartoons. There's real people. Tom Holland can be in it too, I guess.
Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Marina Mastros, sitting in for Philip Molina because I've trapped him in the Blue Dungeon, and so he's staying there for a while. Today we're talking about going back into the Spider-Verse. With me to walk through those spider webs is Erik Voss.
Hi.
Yay.
Danielle Spisso.
Woo!
And Jeff Maccubbin.
Hey.
Yes, on this episode we're going to predict what creepy things are going to happen in Doctor Sleep. But first, Into the Spider-Verse 2. This week, we got our first teaser for the sequel to the Oscar-winning Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse animated movie, right? The teaser didn't show us much, but it did give us just enough to wildly speculate about the plot of the sequel. So, give me your best rogue theories for what's going to happen in the second Into the Spider-Verse movie. Erik.
Okay, I'm going to jump on this grenade first because it's like 2 years from now. Who knows?
Yeah.
Over 2 years from now. But my thing is, so the one voice actor who they have confirmed for it, other than, you know, the Miles Morales character, is Haley Steinfeld as Gwen Stacy. It says Steinfeld
Emily
before,
Dickinson.
which is wrong. Yeah.
Steinfeld.
So I think this movie's going to be all about Gwen Stacy. And what I would love to see is what if like the whole first act of the movie is just like a filled out version of that prologue for Gwen Stacy that we got in Into the Spider-Verse. And the next movie is Gwen Stacy's story, because we know that like the Sony Spider-Verse wants to pursue Gwen Stacy as like her own character with her own like world of characters
As
around
they
her.
should.
By the way, Wednesday Addams costume, thank you for committing to
All y'all putting up your Christmas lights, and I refuse to believe it's already November, okay? It's fine.
Full disclosure, we had an email accidentally go out that we copied and pasted last week. So Danielle was the only one to actually read it fully
She
and show
follows
up in
directions.
costume.
And I did not question when they told me that this was the Halloween episode, and it's November.
Well,
It's
this is
always Halloween, right? In my heart, in my
can all
cold black
blame-
heart.
as it should be.
100%. Let's blame off-screen producer Zach.
His fault.
He cheered for himself off-screen.
So my Gwen Stacy movie, if this is the next movie, I want to see all the other Spider-Verse characters that could be in her band, the Mary Jane. So maybe you have like Jessica Drew, Spider-Woman. You could have Cindy Moon, Spider person. You could have Aunt May as like a Spider-Man figure.
And they all form a band, and it's like the Pussycat Dolls.
Yes. Well, she does play in a band. Like she plays drums in the Mary Janes, and like let's see her world and like build out the world from her perspective.
Yeah.
And then maybe like throughout the movie, it can be like her friendship with Miles Morales, maybe something more with Miles Morales, and we see how that evolves. And then like the movie can be kind of like a rom-com between the two of them within the drama of this like Spider-Verse world, with everyone else trying to be like, no, we have a bigger drama to fight, and they just want to be like teenagers or young adults and live their lives.
What's like rom-com is like romantic comedy, but like what's rom-com action? Like, because obviously there's going to be action too. Like rom-com.
Rom-com boom boom.
Keep workshopping that.
Yeah. Back to the drawing board. Yeah.
My theory has no romance, but a bunch of hunks.
A girl
in
in it.
it.
Do I get
All
awarded
about
any
that.
roguies for my theory though?
You would, but she stopped you. So here it is sitting over here.
You had one until your rom-com action.
I'll come up with a better rom-com boom boom.
But now that you do bring it up, I am going to be awarding roguies to everybody for their theories, but Danielle effectively blocked Erik from getting his
Fair,
roguie.
okay.
So it stays over here as a little hostage. And at the end, whoever gets the most roguies, according to my arbitrary decision making, gets their wishes granted. And these wishes have already been written out. So they know what they've done, but we don't. And at the end, one of those wishes will come true live on screen. So it's going to be great. So Erik, try not to f*** up so badly next time.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Danielle, please
Be
continue.
better, please. Okay, so my hunky Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 2.
Yep.
The hunky part is going to be part of the title now. That just
Yes,
works.
done. In.
Okay, so I'm thinking that those live-action Spider-Men?
Spider-Man.
Mans are gonna make an appearance in Spider-Man 2. The one and only Spider-Man in my heart, Tobey Maguire, should definitely be the lead of this Spider-Man Into the Spiderverse, Spider-Verse.
Honestly, I had a hard time too saying it.
Right?
It's really hard.
It's a tongue twister. It's not, but it is. Okay, I'm thinking like a Roger Rabbit-esque. There's cartoons. There's real people. Tom Holland can be in it too, I guess. But it's mostly Tobey Maguire, and he's here with the cartoons, and they have got to save all of the different Spider-Man universes from being erased.
Oh, wow.
Like
That's
Toontown,
so cool. You know what? Who Framed Roger Rabbit is like one of the best movies, honestly,
I
of all
agree.
time.
I mean, that's the biggest crossover.
Yeah.
Other than, did you guys see that PSA that they told us like not to do drugs in the early 90s, and the Ninja Turtles were in it, and the Muppet Babies were in it.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of the Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
And also, I mean, it could be a little
Warner and
space
Disney
jammy. You're forgetting about that amazing
Oh,
Real
sure.
Humans in Cartoon number.
Oh, I'm not forgetting it. It's just it's too sacred to me to even say it's me.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm thinking
That's
that
great.
it's going to be mashing up those worlds.
Yeah.
Just more of the Spider-Man mans joining in. They all got to band together and make sure none of the Spider-Verses get erased.
That's
I
amazing.
love that. Yeah, that is like Who Framed Roger, because like Toontown was being paved over, and it's like,
absolutely.
and just like how each new Spider-Man story that comes out kind of like
Totally
forces us to let
yeah.
go of the Andrew Garfield, and for some people they don't know the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies as much because now they have Tom Holland.
Right.
Now it can like dig into that whole like meta issue
Yeah.
of like which is the truest Spider-Man.
And is there going to be dip in this movie? Because then all the animated Spider-Mans can be erased with dip.
Yeah.
From Roger Rabbit. Guys, get on the same page. Okay,
That
you know
is
what, Eric?
deep.
There goes your
What
Rogie.
did I do?
There was your Rogie waiting for you, and you didn't get on the same page with me about Roger Rabbit, so
didn't
now
get in
it's
on the
gone.
dip.
But can we at least have at the end of this? Can Andrew Garfield be dipped?
Yeah. We can all agree. He'll be the sacrificial lamb. Okay?
Yes. So good job, Jeff. Yes. What
Okay.
is your theory?
All right. I'm going off of how the last movie ended with Spider-Man. Was it 2099?
Yeah, Miguel O'Hara.
Yeah, so he had a little weird watch thing. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that's how the villain is going to show up. And in one of the most recent comic book storylines, Kraven the Hunter decided to collect all of any superhero that had an animal name. And then hunt all of them because he was looking for like the perfect prey. And I like that idea that Kraven is looking for the perfect prey. So hunting one Spider-Man is not enough. He finds that little bracelet thing, and he now wants to go to every single universe and hunt every Spider-Man and get rid of all of them.
Yeah.
I
That's
feel like
very
ours
cool.
could be the same movie.
Yeah, because then he could go to
yeah.
Tobey Maguire's,
Right? Gotta
and then
try
Tobey
and-
Maguire just
He's
looks at
craving
him
some Tobey.
with his like big blue eyes, and then Kraven's like, I
I
kill you.
can't do this. I love it. And then it turns into a rom-com.
A rom-com,
I love it.
rom-com.
A bomb rom-com.
Oh, I like that.
Do we get
That's
my
better.
Rogie now?
You don't, but they do.
I
Yeah.
get paid in Rogies. that's my only
You know
life
what, Eric?
blood.
You can have a little baby.
Hey, I'll
Rogie.
take
baby
it.
Rogie.
I'll take
Eric,
it.
have
I
you
tried to
ever-
slide it very cool.
Have you ever won?
I did win once. Yeah.
Sounded very
Yeah.
I think you won
thirsty.
last.
I think
week.
Philip felt a little guilty that episode, so he's like, okay, you can win this
Yeah.
time. But
But now
the
Philip's in the
punishers.
dungeon, so we all know what happened.
Yeah, there's a
Sorry,
coup
Philip.
that happened, and
Yeah,
now
yeah.
all the rules are different.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
right.
boy.
I'm the dictator now. Okay, before we move on to talk about Dr. Sleep, let's take a moment to shout out some of the cool stuff that we have happening here at New Rockstars.
Hey everyone, Eric here, and with Rick and Morty coming back soon, we can announce a new series called Rick-Splained. It will be our official Rick and Morty after show with special guests from the Rick and Morty staff. You can access it by subscribing to our Rick-Splained podcast feed. Now we're calling it Rick-Splained because if it's one thing Rick and Morty fans love, it's splaining to their friends what each episode's really about. If you've ever wondered if Mr. Meeseeks is a metaphor for slavery, or if Pickle Rick is an analogy for painkiller addictions, no, you are not overthinking it. You're just broken the way I am. Because each episode I'm going to dive deep into the black hole of an episode of Rick and Morty, the new season 4 episodes, and leading up to that, standout episodes from seasons 1, 2, and 3 to decode how each is a secret cry for help. And each episode, I'm going to be sitting down with special guests from the show, writers, voice actors, animators, so that they can confirm whether or not my explanation is legit and give us some secrets behind these episodes that we otherwise would never know. So subscribe to Rick-Splained wherever you get your podcasts. So of all the Rick and Morty fans you know, you could be the Rickest Rick.
I want to point out that the message board that we have here in the back of the Rogue Theory set, each week we'll pick a new Patreon member at random and let them put whatever they want on the sign. Whatever they want, staying reasonable. So this week we picked Riley J. Harris, and he put I love this channel 3000, which is so cute. And also hashtag EA Voss. It's in the game, which is also very cute. All future messages should just stoke Erik's ego as much as possible.
Please.
So become a patron and get to put up your own message.
Great.
That supports Erik because he's never going to win Rogue Theory.
No.
Great. Guys, the sequel to The Shining comes out this week.
It does.
Wow. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And we all love The Shining.
Except Stephen King.
Yep.
You know what? You get a little tiny.
Yeah.
For a bit. Mostly it's just who's funny is going to get Rogies this week. So
I now know what the rules are. This is great. This is easy. I feel much better.
It wasn't meant as a dig, but now you made it. You made it against yourself. Okay. We all love The Shining so much so that Erik recently did a full movie breakdown of it that you can find on our Patreon page. We're going to predict some of the things that might happen in the Dr. Sleep movie, and you can Google the plot of the book. So, we're going to kind of focus on predictions rather than stuff that you can just look up online. And the person who gets the best prediction can get their picture on the wall, their headshot, that is going to replace mine, because mine's been up there since I very, very accurately predicted the end of the El Camino movie. I did it perfectly.
The what? Did anyone see that?
I did.
I loved it.
I saw it. It's very good. You saw it.
Yeah.
And the people in this room saw it. So I got my picture up on the wall. But if your predictions for the Dr. Sleep movie are the most accurate, then your picture will replace mine.
Okay.
And that will go back where it started, which is on my fridge. So
I can guarantee mine will not be.
But if it's the most funny, then you'll get Rogies anyway.
Yeah, which is better.
Yeah, exactly. So first question, this is a very important question. Will someone have sex with a guy in a bear costume? Very important question.
I'm going to say no, even though it is in Stephen King's book.
Yeah.
It was a dog costume in the book. It
Okay.
was the manager of the hotel, Harry Derwent, and what was his lover's name? Whatever.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think there might be a dog costume. I don't think there will be a bear costume, though.
Oh, so it's just a little nod.
Yeah, it's
So
a nod.
someone will be having sex with a dog costume, but not a bear costume.
And you were joking, just the costume, not
Just the
not a
costume.
person in a costume.
Yeah, no,
It's
just
on the floor.
Yeah, a loose, empty
loose
dog costume. Yeah.
It's just a furry sleeping bag.
Yes.
I think there should be sex with a bear because walking around West Hollywood on Halloween, the Midsommar couple was like the hot costume.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of guys in a
Yeah.
bear
Yeah,
and
yeah.
girls with the
Oh,
flowers.
wow.
When it was like, what is going on in your relationship?
So
But-
all those used bear costumes.
Yeah, you need to put them somewhere.
I don't know about anyone else, but personally, I found that bear mask to be the most terrifying aspect of The Shining. I still have nightmares about it, but I think someone's definitely going to have sex with a bear costume. Oh,
good.
Just the costume. Just the bear costume. Nobody's going to be in it.
And not necessarily in the movie, but just in general.
Somewhere,
somewhere out there.
Off-screen.
every 10 seconds,
You
every
and
day,
McGregor. You and McGregor.
someone has sex with a bear
Oh my
costume.
God. That no one's in. It's just the costumes. All right, everybody gets
Just lumped on the floor.
Yeah, just left on the floor. Everybody gets a Rogie for that.
Oh, so it's like no one gets a Rogie, really.
All right, you know what, Erik, give it
Participation
back.
trophies. Here you go.
Give me the.
Fine. I
No,
don't
you
want to
can
play
keep
by
the. You
these
can
rules.
keep the big one. Give me the tiny one.
Oh,
Tradesies.
it's like having to trade back the baby rhino you've poached.
What?
For a bigger rhino? Is
I'd
that
rather
what
have
you're
the
saying?
baby.
Take
I'd
it back.
rather have
That
the
made
baby.
me laugh really hard. Okay. The rules are simple with me, honestly.
Everyone loves a good poacher.
Yeah. Oh, no. Well, guys, next question. Next question, number 2. Will the weird 9/11 subplot show up in Dr. Sleep?
I mean, it did play a big part in the book. I know
Yeah.
we're not talking about the book.
But you have knowledge, so.
Yeah, no, it did play a big part in establishing Abra's character, which is the little girl in the movie and book. But also, it was 2003, so not that 9/11 still isn't like a big deal. Obviously, it's a big deal, obviously.
Yeah.
But like 2003 was a lot.
It was on everyone's
really,
mind,
really
yeah.
fresh. Yeah, so maybe she predicted Trump will be president. I am not comparing those two things, but
That is the biggest like
Or just like big twists.
tragedy.
Yeah.
Real life twists. No one saw them coming.
Yeah, no one saw it coming. No one could predict it.
Yeah.
But maybe not 9/11. I don't know. Maybe another
Oh,
big.
so you think, okay, yeah. So it might still
Something
be
more-
political,
yeah.
but it
or
might be.
like, I don't know.
Some fictional
Yeah.
terrorist event or
Yeah.
disaster or
Right, yeah.
something. Yeah.
Something fictional.
Just
Yeah.
that she has precognition in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
That makes sense.
I think it's going to be hinted at, but not said explicitly.
All of your
Yeah.
theories are this way.
Hinted at, alluded
Easter
to.
egg.
I think you're going to, there's going to be an Easter egg
Oh,
showing
okay.
like Colt shows up at Ground Zero Memorial or something
Oh, okay,
like that.
yeah.
And that'll
that's
be
like
just
nice-
a nod for the
just
fans.
a
you know,
respectful gesture.
for the
yeah.
fans of 9/11.
Yeah, because the movie is definitely taking place in current day.
baby rhinos, 9/11. What is going
and 9/11
on?
fans. Welcome to Phillips in the Dungeon.
This is what happens when I put Philip away.
Yeah.
Everything turns to chaos.
Yeah.
Jeff?
I just feel 9/11. That's such a bummer. So I don't want it to
Yeah.
be in
Such a
there.
bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 3, what Stephen King universe reference will be made? Because there's a lot. There's a lot to
Yeah.
choose from here. So
I feel like they're really trying to flesh out that whole universe. I feel like they might end up in Derry.
Yeah.
ooh, yeah. Oh, nice. They're
Because,
close
yeah,
geographically, right?
Kind of, yeah. Dan ends up in, not Maine, somewhere in the Northeast.
New
In New Hampshire, somewhere like that in the book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something.
And so I feel like might as well be Derry
Yeah.
if they want to make it, or if it's like the town over from Derry
Yeah.
or something where it just gets mentioned.
Bangor.
It's
Anytime I have a chance to say Bangor correctly, because I've said banger,
Banger.
and it's not right.
Bangor, Maine. Yeah, I feel like that might be a really subtle
Yeah.
but fun little Easter egg they can sneak in there without having to really
Go
change.
deep into it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
That's fun.
Yeah, I think when he returns to the Overlook, because I believe he goes back to the Overlook,
Yes, he
Yeah,
does.
for
he's
sure.
going to pull over in a small town, and Kathy Bates is going to be there, and she's a huge fan of novels, and because in Misery,
Yeah.
he's on his way back from the Overlook.
Absolutely.
So I think they might throw in Kathy Bates.
That's cute.
I'm gonna throw in there that he's flying back to the Overlook, and there's a lightning storm, and the Langoliers come and eat him. And that's how
right.
it-
There you go,
That's how it
Jeff.
ends.
You
If
got
only
it,
he
Jeff.
stayed asleep on the plane, they could have made it.
You get one, Jeff, and you do too.
Yahoo.
And Eric doesn't.
Kathy Bates is going to take this personally.
I did. You know what? I did like that, but I'm out of tiny rogies, so
Why not just give me a
You
big
only
rogie?
get the little ones.
Because then you'll get a big rogie.
I'll still be behind.
All right, you will still be behind. So my
It's
mission
only
will
fair.
be complete. Grade number 4. Will anyone say "Here's Johnny" in the sequel? Will they? Will they? Won't they?
I think it would be funny if it's just like they're looking for some other lost child, and they're like, "Where is he? Where is he?" And then just someone goes, "Oh, here's Johnny!"
that's ve-
And
actually
then it's
very
like,
funny.
"Oh, there he is."
Or
Yeah.
they make a quick stop at Starbucks on their way back to the Overlook, and one of the random
For
Starbucks
Johnny?
customer
Yeah.
is named Johnny. Yeah, for Johnny.
Yeah.
Here's Johnny.
For Johnny?
And then it's just like Ewan McGregor's like twitching.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think they're going to update it to the modern era, and someone's going to break through the door and say, welcome to Last Week Tonight. I'm John Oliver. Just had for a quick recap of the week.
Okay, Eric.
Yay!
There you go. All right, good. And everybody, just for fun, give me your best. Here's Johnny. It doesn't have to be accurate, but
Oh.
it could be as another character. It could be yourself as Jack Nicholson. Just give me your best one. Yes, you can. Yeah, yeah. Everyone
need
has to
that.
do the hands.
Here's Johnny.
Oh, very good.
I like that. So mine is Wednesday Addams portraying Jack Nicholson in The Shining.
Very good.
Here's Johnny.
Oh yes, very deep.
That's so much
That's good.
scarier.
Very deep, very serious. Ooh, she's holding it, guys. This is great.
Commitment.
Yes, that's very good.
The choice I'm making is a young child actor who is trying to do like a line or a monologue for an audition,
Okay, yeah,
not
yeah.
knowing the context of The
Okay.
Shining. Here's Johnny. Here's Johnny. Here's Johnny.
Great. Can we actually have you take that again, but more serious?
Okay. Here's Johnny.
Okay, we'll contact you. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming in.
Dad, stop dragging me.
That was great. But the scariest one was yours. So there you go. Everybody recap their rogie scores for me.
Okay, so I have 3 1/4 rogies.
Okay.
4 rogies.
I have 3 1/4 rogies.
Oh, wow.
It's neck and neck.
All right, so there's still a chance for anybody to win because now it's time for the final section, Rogue Questions.
Ooh.
Yes. So these are questions.
Now I'm nervous.
Sorry,
I'm really nervous. This is my first time.
Eric just
Audio stick.
a bear costume.
For all of you listening in on the podcast.
No occupant, just a costume.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so these questions are rapid fire, and they have never seen these questions before, so it's anyone's game, and I will be awarding points at my leisure. Question number 1. Martin Scorsese continues to stick by his comments dissing superhero movies. What else is Martin Scorsese probably totally wrong about? Anybody?
How to End Gangs of New York. Yes, that ending's terrible. They bring like the Sopranos music and do the stupid time lapse of 1860s New York to modern day.
Good.
It's like to tell all the bros in New Jersey and Long Island, hey, this gang violence that you see Tony and his friends do every week, it was happening in the 1860s. It's the same thing. You're not going to like how Sopranos ends.
Oh my God.
I don't.
I really hated that ending. Love the movie, hated
Gangs
the
of
ending.
New York?
Yeah, it's the worst
That's
ending ever.
amazing.
I think he's just wrong. He's probably wrong about like even like texting. He probably like ends his text with like sincerely Martin Scorsese.
Yeah.
He's just like an
he
old
writes them like an
curmudgeon.
email. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's still sharing stuff on Facebook, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God, really? Okay, good. A rogie for Eric because he did that very long, very good accent.
Yeah.
All right, next question. Great. James Dean is going to appear in a movie 64 years after his death. What dead performer would you like to see in a superhero movie, and why?
I'd like to see Prince in a because he was like in part of Batman with his music. I'd love to see him if they could like work some witchcraft and resurrect him
Deep
and
fake his
so he could be
face,
back in
yeah.
our lives.
Yeah, I mean, mine was kind of close to that. I was going to say Michael Jackson in a real thriller
It'd
situation.
be terrifying. Lock your doors, parents.
I'm gonna go the complete opposite. I want to like resurrect Paul Lynde, deep fake him, and make him some crazy villain where he's like, "I'm gonna get you," Like I want that.
There you go, Jeff. Good.
Holland.
Okay, great. Captain Marvel star Brie Larson dressed as Britney Spears for Halloween. Give me your best superhero-themed Britney Spears parodies.
I'm just gonna say, he's so Bucky. He's a star, but he
know what, Eric?
ain't Cap with that broken
You nailed it.
heart. Yeah.
That is exactly what the question was.
I think Thor has the beautiful blonde hair. Yeah. Goes full Britney Spears shave, goes to the
to the
7-Eleven.
salon? Oh, okay, yeah.
With the bald shaved head
Okay, good.
in a breakdown. For sure.
That'd be great. That'd be a great costume.
I'm gonna base mine on Iron Man sings "Oops, created a villain again."
He does create all of them.
I liked the dance that went along.
Yeah,
with
you get one because you did the full dance.
full dance.
Oh, great. So now everybody count up your rogies and tell me who the winner is because I'm not great at counting.
I have 5 1/4.
Wow.
I too have 5
There's a
1/4.
tie.
Oh my God,
Is
really?
there a tiebreaker?
Tiebreaker? Yeah. You know what? I'm going to do the tiebreaker myself. Eric, give me a rogie of yours.
Okay.
Great. And then you get both of these because you wore a costume. So Danielle
You're
wins.
swimming those
Gonna
rogies.
roll around in them.
Great. So that's it for this episode of Rogue Theory. But Danielle won, so she gets a wish. So Jeff, your wish does not come true. Eric, your wish does not come
This
true.
is my first wish ever that's ever gonna come true.
Danielle, you win. No, I should not have made you win. Your wish is that everyone has to be Wednesday Addams next week, and I have dug myself a grave. And now I must lie
I can't
in
wait to
it.
see you as Wednesday Adams.
Great.
Can
That's
I borrow your
everyone,
costume?
Erik.
Yes, you can for sure borrow my costume.
Damn it! I wanted to borrow her costume.
It clearly fits me better.
For sure.
Okay. Well, that's it for this episode of Rogue Theory. Thanks for roguing with us, and thanks to our guests for coming. Jeff, Danielle, no thanks to Erik. And give me your, where can we follow you guys? What's going on with you guys?
Obviously, you can follow me, EA Voss. You can see me on the channel. We got some exciting Rick and Morty content coming out,
that's
some
right.
special guests. We're going back to look at some previous episodes. One may already be on the channel, but on Sunday is the Rick and Morty season premiere, so we'll do a breakdown of that, and we'll do an after show of that with the special guest. And also, we're going to look at some, we're going to rewatch some of the Star Wars original movies.
cool.
Maybe re-break down some of those.
Wow, that's great.
I just got with the hip kids and got a Twitter this year. So you can follow me now on Twitter at Mick Spisso, MCSPISSO. Maybe I can get into double-digit followers. So.
With all those roguies, you can do anything you want.
And you can follow me on Instagram at Evil Jeff, or my podcast, Comic Book Queers, which we discuss comic books, but mostly all things X-Men, at Comic Book Queers.
Yay!
Great.
Yay! Oh, guys, thanks for coming. Thanks for being here. Thanks for talking about having sex with bear costumes. Don't forget to subscribe to Rogue Theory, to the podcast, because it comes out before these episodes do on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter at New Rockstars, and follow me at Marina Mastros. And I'll get Philip out of the dungeon when I feel like it. Bye!
Bye!